Episode 3, the Trilogy.
The Trilogy. Episode 3 is what it's all about.
The Trilogy of First Look Gnomes. Back to the Future, that's a good trilogy. What's your favourite trilogy, Craig?
My favourite trilogy, I don't know. I quite enjoyed...
Toy Story? Well, that's not even a trilogy anymore, is it?
No, there's like 7 of them, isn't there? Or 4.
Ice Age, that was a good trilogy.
Never seen it. Never seen it. No, never seen Ice Age.
Recommended.
Home Alone 1 and 2. That's a good trilogy.
Nope.
So, I quite like the original. Quite like the original Star Wars trilogy.
Yeah.
I actually didn't mind the new Star Wars films either.
The old new.
The old new ones. No, the old new.
Yeah.
Episode 1, 2, and 3.
Star Wars, straight into geek talk within 2 minutes. Within a minute, sorry. The old new Star Wars is now known as a really good Star Wars.
Yes.
Because the ones that watch that are now adults. If that makes sense. Yes.
No, I completely agree. The new Star Wars, the ones with Daisy Ridley, were just shit. But the old ones were a bit shit, but still not bad. Like I remember you and me went to the cinema to see episode 3. It was
University, wasn't it?
University, yeah. And I remember us getting all excited about going to see episode 3, and that was a good one with a big volcano.
And that's kind of our trilogy in a way, isn't it? So
that is our trilogy. And the original trilogy was pretty good. But
anyways,
but welcome to episode 3. Yeah, welcome to
the bottom of the garden. 2 men in their prime. Williams, because you always call me Williams. I'm just going to call myself Williams now. Williams and Mr. Hodgkiss.
Hello.
What is your nickname these days? We've progressed your nickname, haven't we? Mr. Hodgkiss?
Yeah, it depends. It depends who you talk to. I've got quite a few. So Bell is the standard one. Most people call me Bell. But just whatever. Mr. Hodgkiss is fine.
Mr. Hodgkiss, it sounds a bit more formal, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Williams and Mr. Hodgkiss.
Sounds a bit like the milk tray man. Oh, hello, Mr. Hodgkiss. Makes you sound a bit more suave and debonair.
2 men in their prime talking nonsense, and if we and drinking beer, and if we bring a chuckle into someone's life, then all the better.
Well, hopefully bring a chuckle to each other's. I mean, otherwise it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
You know,
how good would that be if the podcast became so famous we get paid for drinking beer and just making someone chuckle? But anyways, that's our dreams.
It is the dream.
Welcome to we've got at least 2 new listeners. I've not looked at the Irish listeners or the Cornish listeners, but we do have 2 additional foreign listeners. We've got one in Sydney, New South Wales.
No way.
That's Australia.
That blows my mind.
And one in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan in Canada.
Not the Canadian. Hello, Canada.
Yeah.
You sexy beasts.
Yeah.
That is.
So to kick things off, Craig,
yes.
The cliffhanger last episode was the Belfast Wrestling. So who won the Belfast Wrestling tournament?
Oh, the Belfast Wrestling. This actually was a great afternoon. I thoroughly enjoyed myself, as did my son.
Yeah, didn't you?
Yes, so it was. It's by a company called Titanic Wrestlin. So I got my first look at Titanic Wrestlin. Check them out on Facebook. They're a local Northern Irish wrestling company, and they put on a great Halloween show. It was called Silence of the Slams, and it was at the local, one of the local community centres. And I didn't expect there to be that many people there, but it started at 3, and we went, and there was a queue outside. We had to queue to get in.
But tickets already, right?
Yeah, we had tickets. Yeah, but like there was a good. I don't know. There must have been 400 or 500 people there, of all ages. Loads of kids, obviously, because it was a family show. But it was
small
really
kids
good.
And big kids.
Small kids and big kids. So we got in there and got all the, did the traditional dad thing, like, you want the merch, you want to get the t-shirt and get the clackers and all that kind of stuff. And they've got they had some things for the dads too. So they one of their female wrestlers is she was on WWE for a bit.
Right.
So she has a reputation, but she's obviously had some glamorous photos produced.
Right, okay.
But you could buy signed glamorous photos. Think of from the last, for those who listened to the last episode, think of Wookiee erotica without the blue paint. Those kind of pictures. So she was selling that. Oh, the Titanic Wrestling was obviously trying to leverage her sex appeal.
Right. Yeah.
So obviously I brought 6 of those pictures, which was good. They're now adorning our bathroom wall. But no, the actual wrestling was fun. So the characters and stuff were just hilarious. You know, in terms of the actual quality of wrestling, I was really impressed. They were decent athletes. The physiques and stuff of the blokes was, you know, they looked like wrestlers. And they came out and gave all the talk and give all the kids the high fives, and there were good guys and bad guys. And yeah, it was a really good show. So they're doing another one in December, and Braden is very excited to go. Now, Braden is hard to keep. It's hard to keep his attention for more than half an hour, and this was like almost a 4-hour show, and he stayed for the whole way through. So
well, nice.
I was like, bonus to the wrestling.
If he enjoyed it, then
he did.
The main thing, isn't it? Yeah.
And we saw a new champ crown. So
the question was, who is the champ?
So it was somebody, I can't remember his name, but they had a battle.
People have been waiting since the last episode for this.
Sorry, well, yes, that is. I should probably have checked. It was, I think his name was like dashing something or other. But he was.
Tune in to episode 4 to find out who the champion of the Belfast Wrestling.
Hopefully, I can remember. But the start of the day were like a battle royal, and whoever won the battle royal at the end of the event got to fight the champ for the belt. The guy who won the battle royal, it ended up being controversial, so they ended up having a triple threat match. And then the triple threat match, the guy who won it was his first time winning the belt, and you know there was all fanfare and all this kind of stuff. It was really good. Yeah, it was really enjoyable. So anybody out there, Titanic Wrestling in Northern Ireland, check them out. There is a rival company called Over the Top, I think they're called. But Titanic Wrestling, they look like they're trying to do something in the Northern Ireland and Island of Ireland wrestling scene. So yeah, that was good fun. I enjoyed it.
All right. So we still don't know, but there we go.
It wasn't quite WWE. Champion was someone who began with a D, and he dressed as a woman. That's all I know.
For those that were waiting, someone beginning with D that dressed as a woman.
Yes, he was probably called Double D or something like that.
Double D. Yeah, that's a good name.
It would be a good name.
Yeah. So, Craig, if you want to sort of grab your big rod for the fish pond of feedback.
Am I going? Oh, for the feed? Oh, yes, please.
Yes. So we've got.
I've got my baits. Let's see.
So, Georgie has wrote in. That's my fiance. Just for my fiance. She says the rating for the nasal breathing device. It was definitely a full around the ankles gnome rating.
Oh dear.
Yes. Yeah.
Big bag of shite.
Not great.
Are you still using it?
No. It's still on my desk in the sheds since our last podcast, actually. One listener has said, why is there someone on the podcast that sounds like a Norfolk Irish farmer with a weird titty Tourette's?
I'm assuming they're talking about you there.
No, I assume they're talking about you too.
Okay.
When you, that was Craig trying to do a Cornish accent.
War.
Another listener, Christmas shopping. Some people shop earlier due to budgetary requirements. But decorations in October is madness, though.
Yes, it absolutely is. I won't go into just how mad, because just for the listeners, we are recording this on Friday evening. It is the 4th of November, 2022. In Northern Ireland, they don't celebrate bonfire night like they do in England.
No.
So usually in England, you wouldn't see many people starting to do decorations until after fireworks night. In Northern Ireland, they're all a bit batshit crazy, and there are, after the last podcast, there was
just wiped out a whole nation of followers flowers there.
Oh no, I think most people would admit they are over here. They're a little bit. They're wonderful, but also a little bit hinged, especially where we live. And they like their Christmas decorations up. So there are several houses now, and like a couple of houses that I'm talking, like not just a tree, full on everything.
Did you get, obviously we've just done sort of Halloween, so did you get any sort of weird Halloween Christmas hybrids?
No, again, the folks in Northern Ireland do Halloween really well. So there's a lot of trick-or-treaters, there's a lot of people around, a lot of houses are open to it. It's they do a really good job. So if you go across to Derry/Londonderry, they have a big Halloween festival every year as well, which is we've never been and we want to go, but it's meant to be like one of the best in Europe. So no, Halloween's always great over here. I think they do Halloween really well over here.
But we're not a fan of Halloween.
Oh, are you not? Oh, boo! No. You grumpy bastard. Why not?
We are. Well, I don't like people.
Oh, so. I don't like people. Me. I'm not giving up free sweets.
That Norfolk farmer again.
Knocking my door after sweets they are. Something. Buy your own bloody refreshers bar. These are mine.
That's the pond of listener feedback.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Welcome to all new listeners. We hope you enjoy listening to us ramble.
Especially our new ones from Canada and Australia.
Super. And we do have one who may not have been picked up. She was listening.
And no, because I ignored to be honest, I ignored the Irish ones.
No, this is someone in New York. I know who's listening.
It didn't come up on the city. So is she in the actual city, or is she outside?
She's just outside in a place called Hoboken. So if you are listening...
up on the country as opposed to the city.
It might do. Hello to people in Hoboken. You know who you are.
So Craig.
Yes, Daniel.
Would you like to do your first look?
I can indeed, yes. So I had several ideas for this. And there are lots of... It's been a busy month, so there's lots of things we could have talked about. But the thing that has got me most excited, and the thing I'm looking forward to, rightly or wrongly, and some people will cheer this and some people will boo this, but we got our first look at the lineup for I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here 2022.
Oh no!
I know. I can imagine there are people growing and saying, I am not into reality TV. But
although Georgia, my fiance, she pointed the other day that the only time I actually put on I'm a Celebrity is when Ant wasn't presenting and Holly Willoughby was presenting instead.
No, not you.
But, so
the Norfolk pervert. Or she's lovely. She is. Look at her. Or she's got lovely shape to her, and she or Holly Willoughby, lovely shape. I mean, she does have a lovely shape to her, but I would never notice because I'm not a pervert like you.
Sorry, about my beard then.
It's okay. But no, I'm a Celebrity. It's one of those ones where...
So talk me through the lineup. I had a quick look, and to be honest, I don't know most of them. I knew Chris Moyles. I knew the Hancock chap.
Yes.
The rugby player.
Yes, Tyndall, yes. I will take you through it, Williams. I'll tell you
that's all I need, to be honest, so...
I'll tell you why. So I was never really a fan of, or I'm not really a fan of reality TV, and we don't really watch too much TV. But I don't know why, but for the last 5 or 6 years, I've really enjoyed I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, but only the first 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, I've kind of had enough. Yeah. But like when they start to cut them out and do the interviews and stuff, I'm not really interested. But I do quite like all the tests that aren't really tests. So, like, my wife will always say to me, like, I'm like, oh, I can't believe they're having to do that high. And she's like, they're wearing straps. There's no danger at all. I'm like, yeah, but it's still, it's I still think it's quite impressive. And usually it's one of the nicer series. It's not too bitchy and catty. Like I don't really like it when they're all backstabbing and being horrible to each other.
TV, isn't it, really?
It is, and I quite like Ant and Dec. I know everyone kind of likes Ant and Dec, but I do quite enjoy them. So no, I was quite looking forward to it. But this year in particular, so
they are good. They should be nominated for presenters of the year, really, shouldn't they?
They should. I like to think one day they'll be listening
they've won for the last 20 years, I think.
They have, but they've never had any competition until now, Williams. No. So I like to think we are a big
podcast presenters. Are they? No, we're not reading the TV.
I hear on the grapevine they're shitting themselves that you and me may be soon to replace them. 2024. You and me in the jungle saying war. I wish I'm here with this man, this Norfolk farmer, but I wish I was here with Holly Willoughby. I'd much rather be here with Holly Willoughby or Holly who. But we'll leave that for another time. But this year,
have a first look at the lineup.
Yeah, we'll have a look at the lineup, and I'll tell you why I'm quite excited for it this year. So, the first one I'm going to mention is Chris Moyles. So,
Chris Moyles, yeah.
I always enjoyed Chris Moyles on Radio 1. I know he's a bit of a Marmite character. Some people think he's a knobhead. Some people think he's great. I always enjoyed listening to Chris Moyles, and he moved to a station called Radio X 7 years ago. And started doing the breakfast show, and he brought Dom with him and his producer Pippa, and it's great. Like, I really enjoy listening to the Radio X breakfast show in the morning, and I actually don't think Chris Moyles is that much of a dick. I think he's quite funny, and
I think he's all right.
Yeah, I think he's all right, but I know a lot of people can't stand him and think he's an absolute bellend. So I'm quite looking forward to seeing, because you can't really hide too much when I'm a celebrity. If you get pissed off and you're tired and you're hungry, you can't really hide. So I'm quite interested to see if he is, if my opinion of him will change. But I know who he is.
Keep that up 24/7, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. But if I take it from the start, then so there's a guy called I don't know if I'm going to say this right. Babatúndé Aléshé. So he's known for
not Google, Goggle.
Yes, so he was on Celebrity Gogglebox last year, apparently. So the Londoner recently won Best Newcomer at the Black Entertainment Comedy Awards and has performed at his hometown's O2 Arena. So unfortunately, I have no idea who he is.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know he did comedy or whatever it was, you said.
Yeah, well, he's known from the comedy. He is known from the comedy circuit and for joining fellow funny man Mo Gilligan. So I know Mo Gilligan's quite funny. I've seen him a few times. After him, we have Olivia Atwood, who she is a Love Island and Only Ways Essex woman. She's obviously there to be the glamorous white bikini person this year.
Okay.
Or maybe this person is Boy George. He may be one who wears a white bikini this year.
I thought he did it before for some reason.
I don't know.
Obviously not, but
he looks. I tell you what, this picture of him on the BBC, he looks good for his age. Like,
because is anyone coming back because they did the Welsh one but wanted to do the jungle?
Oh, it could have been because Richard Maley did that last year, didn't he? He had to leave because he was sick, and you'd have thought he might have been in it. No, Boy George, that'll be interesting. Sue Cleaver. So this is a woman who's played Eileen Grimshaw in Coronation Street for more than 20 years. So I recognise her. I do recognise her. She looks like she'd be nice. There's someone called Scarlett Douglas. She began in musical theatre, is a property guru, and is known for her work on A Place in the Sun. Not a Scooby-Doo.
Place in the Sun. Good date on TV if you're not working.
Yeah, unfortunately we are. Well, we've got jobs and bills to pay. We can't all be sitting in our office watching Channel 4. Jill Scott is the former England footballer who's part of the Lionesses team that won the Hearts of the Nation. Jill. Yeah, she'll be good. She'll be good for it. Mike Tyndall, like...
Well, that's going to get the royal viewers.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's gone in, but fair play to him. A guy called Owen Warner, who is known for playing Romeo Nightingale in Hollyoaks. He looks young and handsome. He's one for the kids.
Don't know him. Yeah.
Charlene White is a broadcaster and journalist who you may recognise as a presenter of ITV news programmes. She has also anchored the daytime TV staple Loose Women. Bloody, don't get me started on Loose Women. What a terrible show. I'm sorry if there's any listeners here who like it, but...
I think you would do well on Loose Men. I think it'd be a good.
Loose Men? Is that an actual thing?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think they'd started doing a Loose Men. Yeah, I saw something. I don't know if it was just a one-off or a regular thing, but
isn't that basically just what this podcast is? Two of us just talking nonsense as loose men and spouting our opinions on things where we shouldn't really have a right to spout our opinion. But
yeah, maybe we need to look at rebranding.
I don't like it. I don't like it, mate. And then, of course, the one and only. Now, what? What an absolute bed is Matt Hancock. I'm sorry for swearing, but
is this where the beeping sort of
you can
trigger editing comes in? Yeah,
beep away. Well, it was beep away.
Is this another GameCube?
Like. I would like to think of myself as quite an empathetic. That one. A man with empathy, a man who can't say empathetic, but a man who is empathetic. Like I kind of feel for him, because any guy who's in the public spotlight, and especially during COVID, the man was under a lot of pressure. So I kind of want to be on his side and be like, no, he's all right. He's trying to do a good job. But I just don't particularly like the guy, and I don't know him. Like, it's hard to say you don't like somebody.
Maybe you'll know him more. Know him some more after the series, maybe.
Maybe, but I mean, when the country's down the shitter, and you're a politician who has to represent, your constitution, why would you choose to just take time off to go on I'm a Celebrity? Now, I know I've read he's kind of saying it's to try and bring more awareness to some of the causes he supports.
Wasn't he out of a job at the moment? Isn't he?
No, he lost. So again, this is where I have no clue about politics. He lost the whip. I don't know what that means. It sounds kind of kinky. Yeah, like he's had the whip taken away from him. Yeah, so I'm guessing that's something. I'm guessing it's something to do with money, and he loses some money because he's going to do this for a while, and he should be doing his job. But other politicians have done it before, so it's fair enough. But I don't know, when he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna bring awareness to other causes." I'm like, yeah, and you're also probably gonna make £250,000 or something for it. Plus, then you're gonna make all the royalty rights afterwards by selling your story to the Sun. I'm like, yeah, of course I'm a Celebrity. You know what they say about the people who go on I'm a Celebrity? They only do it to raise awareness of just causes. It's not at all about raising profiles and making money.
No, yeah.
I'm pretty sure someone before said, I'm only here to pay off my mortgage. It's nothing to do with the money, though, is it?
No.
So you just think, come on, mate. You're meant.
But then, people like Babatúndé, excuse me if I got the name wrong, but it's good for him. It's a good platform.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Like we said, we don't know who he is. If he goes on the show, we watch and think he's funny. All of a sudden, his ticket sales go through the roof, and you think, happy days.
Yeah.
But he's not. He's a comedian. He actually is a celebrity. Hancock just likes to grope. Sorry, I'm getting looked at here for swearing. I shouldn't. Sorry, Mom. Sorry, I shouldn't be swearing. But he is just. You just think, I don't know. I can't get on board with it. So, but you know what's going to happen now as well? He's almost
the full list though. Have you gone through? Is it 10?
That's it, yeah. They'll obviously bring more people.
There's still more to announce? Or?
What they usually do, Williams, for the uninitiated who don't know about I'm a Celebrity as much as I do, usually after about 4 or 5 days, they'll bring another couple of people in. So they'll probably announce those a day or two before. Yes, as special guests. But no, you know what's going to happen now? Because everybody is going to be like, we need to see Matt Hancock eating a bull's dick. He's going to be the fumes are going to go through the roof, but it's just going to become a pantomime villain.
It's a pantomime, isn't it? He's the villain, so
he will. But then he'll cry and he'll be like, I'm just a normal man, and all these people are being mean to me. Why do they want to see me lick a cow's anus? Because you're a bit of a slimy dick. But hey ho. Thou shalt not judge other people. Yeah. He may be lovely, and I shouldn't be so mean. But I do hope that over the next few weeks you kind of think, okay, the man did have still a hard job. So let's hope to be proven wrong.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, how long does the series go on for?
About 3 weeks.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so we might still be talking on the next episode, maybe.
We may still be.
The next couple episodes. Who knows?
Well, I'll give up after 2 weeks. The first 2 weeks, I'll get really into it, and then the last week, I won't really care, and I don't really care who wins. I'd just like to see it all at the start when it's all kind of exciting and new. But
there we go.
No, I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here. Quite looking forward to watching it. Quite looking forward to seeing people drink lamb's piss and all random stuff, and just pointing and thinking I could never do that.
That's a weird thing to be looking forward to, but there we go.
It really is, isn't it? It really is. I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud that I want to watch I'm a Celebrity, but it could be worse. I could be watching Love Island. Sorry for all those people who love Love Island, but anyway.
Didn't you say someone from Love Island's on it now?
Oh yes, Olivia Atwood, she is on it, so crossover. So yes, for this we got our first look at I'm a Celebrity, and on Sunday we get to see what happens. Good luck, Chris Moyles.
So should we go on to my first look?
Over to you, Williams. Let's see what you got.
My first look is, I'm bringing the tone down a little bit. I do apologise, Craig.
How can you bring the tone down from talking about balls, dicks?
Actually, yeah. I want to discuss the. It's something I've Georgia's sort of discovered. We've discovered together, and I'm just wondering if it's something of men of our age. Get to, but I want to discuss the first look at
with this. We need to get a GP in.
I want to discuss the phenomenon that is the starter fart. Now,
I have no idea what this is, but please enlighten me.
It's something it's happened to me. I don't know if it's just me or it's something that.
Just to clarify, did you say starter fart?
Starter fart. The starter fart.
The starter fart.
Yes.
Repeat. Starter fart.
The starter fart. So it's the phenomenon that is. So my body has seemed to have trained itself like an alarm clock. That I basically build. I don't know if that's linked to episode 2, my snoring and the way I'm breathing, etc., etc. But I seem to sort of build up a lot of gas, and I get very gassy, and then around 7 o'clock, when my alarm goes off, I just suddenly wake up having a huge starter fart.
Okay.
That basically starts my day. So I don't know, is that just me? Is that
So your first look is actually
it's your first look discussing the phenomenon that is.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I commend you on bringing this to our listeners' attention.
Well, I think it's an important topic to discuss.
It is.
But
it absolutely is.
Is it me on my own, or are there other listeners out there that have the same experience?
Well, it's
and their partners.
It's brave of you. I'm just going to say, Williams, as a fellow man, I commend you for bringing this to the table, and just want you to know that this is a safe space. This is a safe space to talk about your starter farts.
Thank you.
Now, to comfort you and console you, I can confirm that most mornings when I wake up, I will also do I will pass wind, Williams. I will.
Is it a starter fart? So does it wake you up? Are you quite regular? Are you like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 7:30 on the clock every day?
Well, I mean that you could say that's not necessarily a bodily function. That's possibly to do with your alarm going off. That you wake up and then your body starts to move. You've been in a tranquil state of sleep, and then you wake up and you're like, and starting to stretch, and it moves the gas bubble. Yeah. So I wouldn't necessarily say it's your body has been timed into it. I'd say it's more to do with the fact that you set your alarm for 6:30 in the morning. Your alarm goes off, and
that triggers the body to move. Yeah.
So I would say now again, this is where we can throw it open to our lovely listeners. There is probably some biological explanation to why men, and I'm assuming women do. Maybe they just don't do it with such gusto. You're probably like a jet engine rolling over and is real good starter, whereas women are probably more like boop, and pardon me, because that's that's what women, that's what women do apparently. But I'm sure one of our wonderful listeners can comment on
someone's got any sort of science
reasons
behind it or anything like that as well. That'd be write in. We've got an email address now, by the way. Did I tell you that?
Do we have an email address?
Yeah, firstlookgnomes@outlook.com.
Oh, very good, classy.
Yeah,
very classy.
I thought it's got the look in the domain name, so I thought Outlook. So firstlookgnomes@outlook.com.
I'll have to put us a website as well.
Yeah, write in, please. Yeah.
Yes, any emails from Nigerian princes telling us about starter parts would be a blessing. But I imagine, Williams, it's just because of the sedentary nature of sleep. You just lie there. The body still produces the gas, and then when you wake up in the morning, take a deep breath, and
you think more the alarms triggering the starter
you to wake
as
up,
opposed to.
I would say so. I don't. I mean, your circadian rhythm may be that in tune that you have just trained your flatulence to erupt at a certain time. But I think that's unlikely. But again, I'm not a scientist, Williams. I'm neither a fart expert nor a scientist. However, as I say, I commend you for bringing this to the table and having the confidence and the bravery to step forward and admit to the world that you do a big fart in the morning.
Literally to the world, our American listeners, Australian listeners. Indian listeners, Iranian listeners,
there you go.
Any scientists out there, please write in.
The phenomenon of the starter fart. Yes, you're not alone, Williams. You're not alone. Well, we're here to support you.
I am at the moment, but yeah.
No. I admit, in the mornings I will generally do I will pass wind. And
I told you I'd lower the tone.
You did lower the tone. It's fine.
Anyways,
you know what? We can keep an eye on our celebrities, see if any of those have any of those celebrities.
Exactly, yeah, because they're all around the campfire in the mornings,
farting away.
Chris Moores rolls over.
That's it.
The fireplace relights itself.
Well, we shall see. We shall find out more, Williams. To be a first look to be continued.
Yes, that'll be a discussion for another day. So shall we go on to your first look?
We can do, yes. So
today,
this is another one that people may be like, whoa, but I enjoy doing things I haven't done before. You think you gotta try these things, so you never know when you're going to stumble upon something. You think, that's brilliant. So recently,
you don't need to share yours and your lovely wife's personal life, right? No. You don't need to go there.
Nobody needs to know about any of that. Thank you very much. But recently, I had my first experience of live snooker.
Live snooker?
Yes. So, again, there are people out there who love snooker. There are people out there who think it's the most boring sport in the world. There are some people out there who don't even think it's a sport. They just think it's a game. So those are debates that we could argue about.
Thank you.
But the Northern Irish Open happened recently at the Waterfront Hall in Belfast, and the tickets were pretty cheap. And for a couple of years, I've been like, I quite fancy doing that. So this year, I put my hand in my pocket.
Slightly different than the Belfast Wrestling event.
Slightly different than the Belfast Wrestling, yeah. It was a much bigger crowd. But I trundled along to the Waterfront Hall to see what live snooker was all about. So now, I will admit, I am a fan of snooker, but it's one of those sports wherever you sit on the fence, I enjoy watching it because I can then fall asleep to it. It's one of those ones. I'm like, oh yeah, Sunday afternoon, I'm going to sit, I'm going to watch like 6 hours of snooker, and I'll probably only actually watch 10 minutes of it because I'll either be on my phone doing something nonsensical or I'll fall asleep to it. But I've always enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, as I say, because with golf, I like golf, but watching it, I find it quite relaxing. So I imagine snooker's quite a relaxing sport or game to watch.
It is. So I wasn't really sure what to expect going to watch it live because obviously, now I've got a big thing for Hazel Irvine. So it's the BBC snooker presenter. I think she shits all over Gabby Logan. Not literally. I just think she's a much better female sports presenter.
Make yourselves.
Gabby Logan, if you're listening, you want to become a guest speaker on our podcast, feel free to.
No, she's not welcome, Williams. To be honest, she's not welcome. I don't like her at all. Her and Matt Hancock can go in the jungle together. Sorry, Gabby. But Hazel Irvine, all day, every day, come and talk to us. Her,
Hazel
Eleanor,
Irvine,
droids.
please write into firstlookgnomes at outlook.com.
You have fans. But you watch that, and there's a bit of presenting. So I thought, if I go and watch the snooker live, what happens? How does this all work? So it was interesting, but I'll just get to the conclusion because I won't bore you with it all. It's a bit shit live.
Oh.
Yeah, I went and I sat there, and there was 3 tables on, and I was like, I wasn't very close. So first of all, I got there an hour late because I was an idiot. Because I looked on a website, what sports matches are on to try and see who was playing. I was like, what sports are on what times? And it was like snooker.com or something. And they were obviously in a different time zone, and I worked it out wrong. I was like, I'll get there for 8 o'clock or like 7:15. All the matches that started at 7, so I had to sneak in very quietly, get myself a seat, and I sat there and I was like, okay, so what happens now? And everyone just sits there in complete silence. You just hear a couple of people chuntering away. Yeah. You got 3 tables to kind of watch. So I kind of don't know where to look. I'm like, which one should I watch? Okay, I'll go for the middle one. Watch that. But you're so far away, and there's no commentary. Like, it's a lot different when you watch it on the TV, and they kind of say, the draw on the TV screen and the draw around the ball, and they're like, oh yeah, so what he's going to do here, he's going to go for this ball, and it's going to spin back, and you're like, no, he's not. And then when they do it, you're all impressed. You're like, holy crap! How did John Virgo know that that's exactly what he's going to do? And they draw the circle where they think the white ball needs to go, and the white ball goes in there, and you think that's brilliant. When you're there, there's no one drawing on the tables or the TVs, Williams. You've got to use your imagination. No, you don't know what the snooker player's thinking because you're just there going, oh, he's gonna try and pot a ball. Oh, he's potted a ball. And, or occasionally I'll miss a ball and I go, ooh. But I was just like, I'd rather watch this on the telly. This is a bit crap. So I had a first look at
any players that you wanted to see in the flesh.
I saw. Who did I see now? I saw the Jester from Leicester. We saw. Yeah, I'm trying to think of his name. I can remember he's like the world number 2. Flip me. I saw Mark Allen, who eventually went on to win the competition. Mark Selby, that's the Jester from Leicester. I beg your pardon. Who else did I see? See, that's how impressive it was, Williams. There was 3 tables, and I can remember Mark Allen, I can remember Mark Selby, Sean Murphy. No, that wasn't Sean Murphy. It was another guy. Anyway, Williams, I'm boring myself talking about it. But this is a public service announcement. If you're into snooker, just keep watching it on the telly. Don't go and watch it live. There's not much to do.
It's good advice.
The people who were there, who were like in a group and stuff, were getting leathered and drinking lots of beer. But again, it wasn't boisterous. You're watching the snooker, so. Yeah, first look at live snooker.
The podcast is not only funny, not only informative, but it's advisory, isn't it? So,
well, Williams, in this time of economic turmoil, when the United Kingdom is heading into recession, we need to help people spend their money wisely.
Don't spend your money on live snooker.
No, as cheap as the tickets were, it was like £12. So I mean, that really is cheap as chips. To go and see a world number 2 of anything for £12 is pretty impressive.
Boris Johnson said, "Buy a new kettle." We say, "Don't go and watch live snooker." So
Boris Johnson, don't get me started here. That's for another.
He might be one of the special guests on I'm a Celebrity.
One can only hope. So he absolutely shows himself up for the self-serving twonk that he is. But anyway, I'm very angry tonight, Williams. I'm very angry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
With gin and tonic. Yeah.
Maybe that's it. It's the gin that's making me angry.
Well, thank you very much. I guess it's my turn for a little first look.
Let me guess. Are you talking about your first burp of the day? Is it about?
No, I'm gonna send you something on WhatsApp, Craig. I'm gonna send you something on WhatsApp.
Let's have a look.
So today we're gonna take a first look and discuss. So I'm gonna send you a picture, Craig.
Oh, I like the sound of this.
All right. It's nothing quite like the last episode, or maybe it is actually.
Okay.
So we're gonna discuss and take a first look. I'm going to send you a picture of a pair of Cornish Knockers.
Oh, okay. So this is along the line of the blue buttocks that we looked at last time. Cornish Knockers.
Cornish Knockers, yes. I just think, I took a picture of a pair of Cornish Knockers.
That's not quite what I expected, Williams.
I don't know what you expected, Craig.
I was expecting a pair of bounty bosoms. These are actual little creature things.
Yes.
Please explain.
So Cornish Knockers. I mean, I'll let you sort of read the little blurb on that picture at some point if you can see it or not.
Doesn't matter to read it out for the listeners?
Yeah, if you can see it, why not? Yeah.
Okay. Do I need to do it in my Norfolk Cornish accent?
No, probably not.
Okay, I'll just speak normally.
Relevant, no.
Cornish Knockers. Small, thin-limbed creatures with large hooked noses. They knock with their hammers to indicate a vein of ore. So gaining their name, although friendly to the miners, unlike the German kobolds, they need to be treated with respect. Whistling and swearing often offends them. We're screwed then. And what's that say? And it's not in a very... As a graphic designer, I must say this font is just atrocious. It's quite difficult to read. Offends them, and food or tallow must be left for them or they will become angry. They also dislike the sign of the cross, and so the miners must avoid marking anything with one for fear of annoying the little people. The Knockers are close cousins to the Welsh Copelannu.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who also inhabit mines. They can still be found in some of the abandoned tin mines, waiting for the shafts to be reopened. Right. There are many tales of these little people in Cornwall. One of the more well-known tells of the dangers of annoying the Knockers. A miner called Tom Trevor refused to share his pasty with the Knockers. What a son of a... He didn't share his pasty.
No, he didn't share his pasty,
What a bastard. With the Knockers one lunchtime. The next day, a rock fall nearly killed him. Only his tools were crushed by the rocks. The miner suffered from continuous bad luck after that until he was forced to leave the mine for his own safety. That's from Fairies of Folklore of the British Isles, available from Amazon, or A World of Magic, Myth and Legend.
Yeah, so Cornish Knockers are quite a well-known sort of myth and legend down my way, down in Cornwall. I mean, I knew of them, but I did got a bit more research done for this podcast.
Is this because you were looking for Cornish Knockers, or were you googling Cornish Knockers?
No, I just there's also a beer called the Cornish Knocker as well.
Okay.
By Skinner's Brewery, which sadly have gone into administration. So a little shout out to Skinner's Brewery.
Big up Skinner's Brewery.
To those that we've lost. But Cornish Knockers, actually related to the gnomes. Actually, they're in the gnome family, related to piskies, gnomes, elves, all that sort of group. So I thought appropriate to bring up in the First Look Gnomes podcast.
Oh, you're good, Williams.
But as far as I was aware, the Cornish Knockers they lived in the mines, and I thought they used to sort of knock down the tunnels, and the miners would go down looking what was going on, leave their pasties behind. The Cornish Knockers would come along and steal the pasties. That was the legend I was brought up with. Let's have a look. So I've got some facts here. So
very good. Hit us with a fact, Williams.
So yes, Cornish Knockers, like I said, tin mining. So tin mining started in Cornwall around 4,000 years ago.
Unbelievable.
Traded tin. So us Cornish, we traded tin with the Romans.
4,000 years ago?
4,000 years ago. So us Cornish were trading tin with the Romans.
That's mad, isn't it?
Yes, and that is why they call Cornwall Swiss cheese down here. There's
so many mines underground.
We've got mines and all sorts underneath us that we're not even aware of.
Do you suffer from earthquakes down there?
Earthquakes? There have been earthquakes, yeah.
And are there kind of...
yeah, we do. And we get...
collapses and sinkholes and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, well, actually, so my office is right next to a mine shaft. So... if one day the podcast gets cut short,
Williams, no.
But I remember as a child, my grand telling me a story of someone in the village she was literally outside, hanging her washing up on the line, gone, mine shaft open, gone. So
that's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's a crazy world down here. But So all the sort of houses, and when you buy houses, when you get a mortgage, you have to make sure you get like a mine shaft survey done and all that sorts of stuff.
That's crazy.
Yeah. What sort of stuff we've got? So much human activity in the mines gave rise to these tales of miniature figures underground, passing on warnings or causing harm. Also known as the knacker, or the booker, apparently.
Booker, we like booker.
The bwicker, which is Welsh, or the Tommy Knocker. So that's for our audience in the States, the Tommy Knockers.
Tommy Knockers.
So the knockers derive from similar origins as leprechauns and brownies. Legends claim they're only 2 foot tall and live underground.
From the picture you sent me. Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon.
They dress like miners and steal unattended food or tools.
They, from the picture you sent me, they look like little Pinocchio-style puppets.
Oh, I just sent you another picture, actually.
Oh, let's have a look. Let's have a look at this. Is this of Cornish Knockers as well?
This is a Cornish knocker. So not okay. Cornish knockers. This is just a Cornish knocker.
We should in the description of this podcast, we should send some links to these pictures.
Yes.
Because they are quite cool. They look a bit like so. For listeners who have seen Harry Potter.
About 2 foot tall, so taller than a gnome, I would say. What do we say a gnome was?
A gnome, I can't remember, about a foot.
Yeah, because they're quite big in Germany. Yeah.
Well, the one picture you sent me, they look like little Pinocchio puppets. And the next picture you sent me, they look like the goblins from Harry Potter.
Ooh.
That looks a bit like your man. What's he called?
And also you have like Willow.
Willow guy. What's his name?
Oh, but in Harry Potter,
he does that. He does that terrible
Professor,
cliche.
When he's in the choir master one in Hogwarts.
He's Mr. Filch. But he's also... What's his name in real life?
Please
Warwick Davis.
Yes.
Warwick Davis. It looks like a bit like Warwick Davis in the last Harry Potter film. Yeah?
In other legends, the knocking acts as a warning of an impending cave-in. These spirits might like practical jokes, but they took the safety of the miners very seriously. These knockers.
Well, they obviously don't seem all bad then.
No, I think they're quite good. Miners also took care to leave part of their dinner, usually a Cornish pasty, for the knockers.
I'm not going to lie, Williams. It's a strange place, Cornwall, isn't it?
Define strange.
Well, I mean, you have laws and legends about things called Cornish knockers. I mean, I'm sure other places have these folklores and tales.
They do in Wales and in America. But in America, they have the Tommy Knockers because basically the Cornish miners went to America and took the knockers with them. So,
well, there we go. We have learned something about Cornish knockers. It wasn't what I was expecting. It wasn't quite Wookiee erotica. It was a different kind of knocker, which for you, I'm quite proud of you, Adams.
Thank you. I've raised the standards. So.
You have raised the standards. You have come out bravely and talked about your flatulence, and you have used the word knockers several times without giggling. Without sending pictures of boobs or without pulling one of the faces where your eyebrows go really high up beforehand and going, oh, yeah. So I'm proud of you. We are progressing as human beings. We are maturing.
Yeah, so there you go. So, yes, that's a first look at the Cornish knockers.
Well, I thank you for sharing that information. I feel more intelligent already. I mean, it wasn't hard, to be honest, but it was a good subject. I enjoyed it, Williams. I enjoyed it.
Good.
So
that's our go on, Craig.
It's 47 minutes. We've just been yapping on for almost an hour now. You poor listeners. Anyone who's still listening, congratulations. You're doing us
Craig,
proud.
you wanted to give us some first looks to look forward to or something?
I've got 4 quick first looks. So other things that they have done that I'm going to just shout out to just because I've enjoyed them. Yeah. So we could have probably talked about. They probably would have been more enjoyable to talk about than I'm a celebrity. I'm not going to lie to you, but you know what? Hate is going to hate. So there's a new place opened by us called Flout Pizza. And I just want to say it's brilliant. They've got the pizza is not like a normal pizza. Is
that the one I've been to? The giant pizzas, like huge ones.
No, that's Little Wings Pizza, which is very good. But this Flout Pizza, the guy set it up, and he makes this kind of sourdough base, and it's about 2 inches thick. and the queue is around the block. I'm like, what's going on with this queue? And we have tried the said Flout Pizza now, and I can confirm for anyone who is living in Northern Ireland, go and check it out. It's at the Portview Trade Centre. Jackfruit, Williams. Do you know what jackfruit is?
No, what is jackfruit, Craig?
And I have no idea either, but it comes in a tin, and it's apparently better for you than pork. So,
is it a fruit?
It's a fruit. Yes, it's a fruit. It grows on a tree. I know very little about it, but
Did
my
Jack
lovely
make
wife,
it? Or?
He may have done. Jill may have helped him. The point of jackfruit, or the purpose of jackfruit, I believe it's one of these things that has gained prominence in the vegan world and the vegetarian world. Now, I am not a vegan or a vegetarian, but we are actively trying to, eat less meat, and when we eat good meat. So we've been trying more vegan and vegetarian recipes, and I didn't know what jackfruit was, but my wife made it into basically a barbecue pork ripoff, and I'm telling you, jackfruit's the future. So yeah, check it out. Jackfruit.
Okay. That's a good first look, actually. Yeah.
First look at hurling, Williams. I went to watch some hurling as well. So
okay.
I've watched wrestling and snooker and hurling. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of sport, and hurling. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Like it was fast.
Better than live snooker.
Much better than live snooker. Yes. Just big, strong blokes bashing the crap out of each other with big sticks and balls, and I was like, this is brilliant. So hurling, first look at hurling, I would recommend it. And then, have you ever been to
already your two quick first looks are better than your two main first looks?
Yes, but they were more first looks. Yeah, I think I probably could have done a thing about hurling actually, but I don't know enough about the subject to talk about it. Snooker I know a fair bit about. Okay. Although saying that, I couldn't remember Mark Selby's name, but and then finally, alpacas, Williams. Have you ever been to see alpacas?
Alpacas.
Not llamas, alpacas. Well, we went to.
Yeah.
They are very similar. They're in the same family as llamas, alpacas, camels. So alpacas, they come from Peru and parts of South America. Yeah. And they're quite cool creatures. So we had a first look at some alpacas recently. Went to an alpaca farm, took the boy, took the wife, and it was a cracking experience. So again, that's if you are in the vicinity of an alpaca farm, I would recommend you go. I've also got some things that we can look forward to this month, Williams. First looks that are coming up. So I think we're going to get a first look at this month. So we're into November 2022. So these are some things I'm looking forward to, Williams. You can tell me how you feel about these things. Okay. The John Lewis Christmas advert.
What was last year's? I quite enjoyed the Excitable Dragon. That one.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
Do you know?
No, I can't stand the John Lewis Christmas advert.
It was about 2 or 3 years ago. It was when we first got our dog, who was an excitable Edgar. It was Edgar the Dragon.
Okay.
And he got excited about things and just kept breathing fire everywhere and causing damage.
Oh, I think I remember it. Yes, yeah. I do. The thing is,
You're not a fan of John Lewis adverts, no?
I was. They did make the best Christmas advert of all time, and it was like the second or third one. It was with the Morrissey song "Can I Get What I Want," and it's the little boy. And he's waiting desperately for Christmas. And the whole advert, you think he's counting down to Christmas to get what he wants. But when it comes to Christmas Day, he wakes up and he's all excited. But is he excited to get a present? No. He's excited because he's got his mum and dad a present. And he takes that in. And he's more excited about giving the present than getting the present.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, all they need to do...
That's what it's about.
That's what it's about. That was a proper Christmas advert, and I think that is probably to blame for the whole expectation of the John Lewis Christmas advert. Yeah. And I said, the best thing they could do, because they always say, like, it cost £8 million to make this advert. I'm like,
they should probably just do like a basic one.
Just give the money to charity. Like, say, we're not doing an advert this year. We've given the $8 million to charity. You know, or rerun one of the old ones or something. And do something good, because it's become such a thing, and it's a bit like, ugh. But, I will be there on social media on November the 9th or whenever it comes out, watching it. So we have the John Lewis Christmas advert to look forward to. We have the Rugby League World Cup final.
Right, if you're talking, sorry, just go back to the Christmas adverts. Surely the Coca-Cola lorry advert's got to be up there to look forward to.
Yes, that's when it's kind of Christmas is close now. One of my chums shared the Asda one with us today, where they've basically clipped out Will Ferrell from Elf,
right?
And he's now working in Asda, and I was like, it's it's a nice advert because if you like the film Elf, you're going to enjoy the advert. But it didn't make me want to go and shop at Asda. It made me want to watch the film Elf. So I was like, they've just shot themselves in the foot there. But hey ho. So we've got John Lewis Christmas advert to look forward to. First look at that. Rugby League World Cup final.
Yes.
Which will be interesting to see who wins that. And then we've got the actual first look at a first ever Winter World Cup.
Yeah, I still can't get my head around that. But yeah.
It's appalling. What a terrible idea. Yeah. I can't get excited for it all. Now I know that'll change the week of the tournament. I'll be there. But like the World Cup in Qatar. Come on. It's meant to be they just basically ruined summer for us. Summer should have been.
Wasn't this the year that we were meant to win? Well, not meant to win, but we were in the hat for
22. I'm not sure. It might have been 2018. Could have been 2022. But we obviously didn't bung them enough money to get it.
No, it's a bit controversial, wasn't it?
Just a little bit, yeah. The human rights records and all that. But again, I don't know enough about it to discuss it fully.
Have you seen all the accommodation they've got ready?
No.
The pictures? They're basically like ship containers, like loads of ship containers, ready for the fans to sort of sleep in. And
whoop whoop. Oh,
the original designs were lots of greenery and things around, but at the moment they're just ship containers.
Oh dear, that's bad. No,
so, it's going to be interesting, but
it's going to be interesting, yeah, and a World Cup just before, because obviously December. As well, that starts like it's the Ali Pali. It's the only sport I want to watch in December is the Premier League on Boxing Day and the darts from like December the 13th.
Yeah, I don't watch darts apart from at Christmas.
No, darts is Christmas. Like it's just I used to watch darts all the time, but now I've kind of reduced my dart intake to the big ones. Boom, bum, 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 bum. Oh, I thought you were going to carry on there. We thought we were going to go with that along.
Sorry, no.
But football at the World Cup football at the same time as darts. That's just psychologically wrong, Williams.
It will be for the start. I think it finishes mid-December, isn't it? So you get that crossover.
Well,
you go into proper Christmas. So Christmas properly starts when you get into the finals, the darts, isn't it? So.
Yeah, I love the darts. Christmas at Ali Pali and the darts,
and then New Year's Day isn't the final usually, isn't it?
New Year's Day, yeah. Well, we could do a dart special as well, Williams. Just talking about our love of darts.
Dart special.
I know.
That could be part of the Christmas special. Yeah,
well, we have talked a lot of sport today. I apologise to anybody out there who doesn't really like sport. We have talked about snooker.
We sport. So we've discussed a lot of sport. We've discussed folklore.
Folklore, yeah.
We've discussed farts. Well, no. When you say it like that, that just downgrades it. We've discussed a scientific medical phenomenon. That's what we discussed. What else we discussed about?
Celebrities that we like and dislike and people we don't know.
Yeah, lots of celebrities.
We talked very positively about Matt Hancock.
Holly Willoughby
and her lovely shape.
Yeah, so we discussed quite a bit, haven't we? So
we have covered many topics. We're nothing if not versatile, Williams. We talk about anything and everything.
So to finish off, I've got some obviously for the Gnome fans. Although for the Gnome fans, you've got the Cornish Knockers, which are related to gnomes. So that should keep the Gnome fans happy. But I've got some Gnome jokes for you, Craig.
No, hit me, Williams. Hit me.
So we've got, what do people chant at the Gnome President's Rally?
Was that, what do people chant at the Gnome President's Rally?
Yes.
I don't know. What do people chant? What do gnomes chant at the Gnome's President's Rally?
Go big or go gnome?
Go big or go gnome? Sound effects needed.
You can get this one. Have you
got a tumbleweed sound?
You'll know this one, Craig. What is a gnome's favourite Shakespeare play?
Romeo and Juliet.
Yes.
Very nice, very nice.
What did the adult human say? So with this one, I think you will need to do the accent.
Okay.
So I can't do it. The impression. What did the adult human say to his friend when he introduced him to his pal gnome?
I don't know. What did the adult say?
Say hello to my little friend.
Hello to my little friend.
There we go. Okay.
Oh dear.
Right. Two more for you. Two more.
Oh my goodness.
Why are gnomes great at acting?
I have no idea.
There is gnome business like show business.
Oh my god! Please, Wales, make it stop. These are awful.
One more.
Go on then. One more.
Why are so many gnomes happy regardless of today's news?
I don't know. Why are so many gnomes happy regardless of today's news?
Gnome news is good news.
Oh my dear. That is so bad. That is so bad.
So what's the...
Can we conclude there are no funny gnome jokes? If you have a funny gnome
they're all
joke...
quite hilarious. But,
No.
write into firstlookgnomes at outlook.com if you've got any funny jokes. So what's our fragile... what are gnomes made of again? I'm sure we mentioned it in one of our podcasts. Porcelain. What's our fragile porcelain gnome hanging on the edge of the cliff waiting for this week?
I'm not really... Well, we're waiting to see the first person to eat a sheep.
We still don't know who won the Belfast Wrestling, to be fair, but...
No, Double D guy dressed as a woman. I will try and find out. That'll be the first thing I do next podcast if I remember, and I probably won't. I'll forget. But if you Google Titanic Wrestling, you can find out who the champion is, I'm sure. Okay. I'm sure on the Facebook page.
What's so I suppose the celebrity jungle?
It will be interesting to see who's won that. Yeah, it'll be
you could watch ITV instead, but if you're not, if you want to get your news on who's doing well in other platforms, you could listen to this podcast.
You could. It's much more. We're much more informative than the BBC News website or Apple News or anything. You know, that's all doom and gloom about recessions and all that. We're trying to cheer you up.
You don't want to be listening to that. No,
we're talking about knockers and Holly Willoughby and knockers and Holly Willoughby and. Sorry, I'm just thinking about knockers and Holly Willoughby.
Cornish Knockers.
Cornish Knockers.
Right, well, so that we better end there. We'll speak to you. Are we doing episode 4?
Well, I'd like to think so.
Yeah, we'll do an episode 4 and a Christmas episode.
We'll do episode 4 in a couple of weeks. We also said we may do a World Cup special. And we're going to do a Christmas special.
And we might have specials galore.
Well, we're going to invite a couple of guests in, aren't we? We're going to have guest podcasters.
Yeah, we might have some special guests.
Yeah, you'll have to wait and see for that. But
Gabby Logan and Holly Willoughby. Yeah.
That was a terrible combination.
All right.
Bye.